Hey everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today we're making surgical caps. The caps and the masks have been going crazy all over the internet, so I figured there's not a lot for the caps, so I think I'll do a video for that. Everybody and their brother and their cousin's done one for the mask, so I don't feel that I should do one. So a super easy pattern. It's free. This was actually the pattern that I am using is from it's not Hexadoodle's pattern, but it's what she's been doing on her Twitch website or Twitch site, and putting these caps together for the neonatal unit of her local hospital. So I'm making some of these for my niece who is in the medical field, and I thought maybe she would like a couple of these to I don't know, bad hair days, or whether she just needs them for whatever. So I'm making a few, okay? So I've made a few already. I've just made 3 plain white ones, just like the one I have on. I made one for Pop, one for Munchkin, and it's not like they were going to go into surgery, but I think it feels really nice to be able just to kind of tuck everything back. I think it'd be great for the sun, for the summertime. It could go under your helmet when you're biking, whether it be motorbike or pedal bike, underneath your sun hat, or something to help, you know, if you're working in the garden, help soak up a bit of the sweat. So I just, of course, used our plain white fabric. So I will link the pattern to where you can find this. It's in 2 pieces, very simple, very easy. Got to do a little taping and cutting, but you can certainly get there. What you want to do is have 2 of the same, because you're going to put this on the fold. It says fold on the fabric right there, okay? And you're going to have them 2 of the same, and you're going to have them facing each other, okay? So that'd be the right sides together. And then on this little template here, it has a spot where it tells you to sew to mark. So you're going to sew from this mark all the way down and around here, and all the way across the bottom, and then back up to the other side, but leaving the sew lines where you're supposed to stop at and not sew them. Okay, it's really easy. Okay, so we're not sewing up at the top. We're just going to, let me put this down so you can actually see it. Do some little pinning. Okay. It doesn't take very long to put one of these together, so I did make, I have made masks as a request from my family. My nieces actually asked for them, and of course my sister Elizabeth, who has lupus, she's very susceptible to, you know, any sort of thing flying around and irritant, so I'm happy to be able to make her a couple as well. So, and I know my sister Lisa's been very busy in her community, stitching up masks left, right, and crazy. So that's good. That's good. You know, if people are finding them helpful, then go for it, right? And some will find it helpful. Okay, I'm going to put a little mark with my little pencil of where I'm supposed to stop. Okay, super easy. Like, this is not at all complicated. Fun project you can do even if you're just making them for yourself, or you have a guild or family project that you want to take on for the whole family to partake in. Okay. All right, so we're just going to go from that sew line to the other sew line. Do a little back stitch. And of course, these are the right sides together. Just a very simple 1/4 inch seam allowance, nothing exciting. I just have gray thread on here. I'm going to come down and then make sure you pivot with the needle down, lift the foot, and then come back straight again. And then pivot here and start moving the pins. Okay, try not to poke yourself. And this is where we get to go all straight along the bottom. For Pop and Munchkins, I did realize the centerpiece here, the centerpiece right up here, was not quite big enough for their crown. So I added a 1/2 inch all the way around. So if you're doing this for maybe a bigger person, somebody who maybe has a, I don't want to be rude by saying big head, but you know, they have a, you know, larger cranium, you could certainly adjust the pattern to fit. Okay. You don't really need to adjust this part because it gives you lots to be able to tie, because mine has even a little I've tied it into a bow at the back. And you don't have to. You can just tie it in a knot. You can tie it one and then have the sides dangle. I mean, there's so many little things. But I think it's a nice little, getting yourself sunburn and heat stroke and stuff like that. It'd be very handy come summertime. Especially when we got lots of work to do in the garden. Okay. And then back up, and then we're going to stop again at that line where I've marked it. I think that was it there, wasn't it? Where's that up there? I think it's right here. I don't know where it is now. It's not too far up, that I know. Oh, it's coming a little close there. Hold on. Coming a little close. I got sidetracked. So there we go. Let's reset that seam allowance. Okay. Oh, hold on. Where's the other one? Where did I stop over here? Oh, up a little further. Okay. All right. So now is the hard part. You got to iron it. But that's not too bad, actually. It's not too bad. So when you get to this part where you have the ties, you need to clip off those little corners, okay? Just clip them off because it's going to help turn it right side out a bit easier, okay? And then, of course, you have this big gap. And you take a very handy-dandy tool, whether it be like a stick, a dowel. There's obviously these turning tools. You just kind of work your way through to the end. And I was just poking my finger through to kind of give me some sort of a place to be able to put this little tool. And then I was just sliding it down on either side. And it popped out. And then, of course, it's in there anyways. You might as well pop out the corners. Here. And then we'll just do the other side. And then you can give this a nice good little press all the way around. You can. I probably won't. Because I'm a rebel. But yeah, Munchkin said he felt like he was a chef with his hat on. I'm like, well, then use it for whatever you like. But I just wanted to make sure everybody had one in the house. Okay, I'll poke those out. Okay, now take this, you straighten it out. Gotta roll those little seams. Get a nice flat edge. Okay. And then you're going to find, once you get this cut out, the centers of both of them and be able to pin them around. And of course, we want to make sure our pattern and fabric is nice and straight and even on top of each other. And let's cut this one out here. Okay. Put a little mark in the center. I found it just as easy with scissors as it was for my rotary cutter to be able to cut these head pieces out. Of course, I keep my hands far, far away from the blade, trying to press evenly. Okay. I have 2 layers here, but I'm only going to need 1, so I thought I would probably cut some more white fabric and then have one of these, this cute little green mushroom fabric as the top part. Oops. Okay, so let's just put that down there. Here and here. Okay, so we just need 1. If we find the half here, just fold it in half. Give it a little finger press. Okay. And then on here, it pretty much has a seam because I was placing the fold on the fold of the bolt of fabric. Just lay that there. And then you're going to take the, the 2 points where they meet up and pin them. Okay. And because this is doubled on the bottom, you want to make sure that the right sides are together. So I'm going to put 1 pin in the center, and then I'm just going to work my way around this band, slowly but surely around the curves, to be able to come to that spot where it's not stitched anymore, or where it's been folded over and stitched. So that's going to be our stop spot, okay? So you just want to wiggle the fabric, put as many pins as you need. Sometimes the little clips help on this manner. I mean, it's completely up to you. sorry, try and make sure that's not in the way so you can see what I'm doing. And really, in no time at all, you got yourself a nice cap. Like I said, if you got some plain white fabric, get the kids to decorate them with some Sharpie markers or some permanent markers, and they got their own little, you know, hat. It could be like a little pirate hat. It can be, you know, a chef's hat. It can be a surgical hat. I kind of thought if you didn't tie it up and folded this up, it kind of looks like a little bit of a nun hat. I don't know. Or cap, whichever you would like to call it. I'm just pin it around. It's nice and smooth. And then just past. Get there. Are these even? Close enough. One more. All right. And then from this part, you just go and you sew all the way around. And then if you want, you can zigzag on top of that so it's less frayed on the edges. And then the cap gets turned right side out. And it is done. It is very simple, very easy. You do have to have some yardage of fabric though, or some bigger pieces to be able to do something like this. So, you know, you can maybe deconstruct a bed sheet that you haven't been using for a while. You could, oh, I didn't mean to come all the way down there. Oops. I meant to start where I needed to start. Whoa, my mistake. Okay, just quickly use it only went like 10, 20 stitches, so we're okay. Seam ripper, you're my best friend. Okay, there we go. All right, back up here where it's just doubled over, where it's just folded over itself. Okay, there we go. That's just all the way around. Take your time, especially when it comes to the front part and you're coming around this part here to make sure you don't get any folds or little pleats or anything like that. Just kind of make sure the bottom fabric is nice and straightened out. Taking your time, holding all the fabrics together. Okay, now we only want to come down to where it's, there it is. Straighten it out. Okay. Oops. It's the weekend. And that's it. It goes all the way around. Easy peasy. Like I said, you can come back in and do a nice little zigzag. You can do whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable with your project. And give it a little press. And that is pretty much the end of it. Here, let me, just so I can show you. Here, see that? I just tied mine in a bow in the back. And this will be just the same, folding the cuff up a little bit, the bottom little part, and then popping it on. And of course, this is for my niece, so it's okay if I pop it on first. I did shower, so no worries. And then you just tie it in the back. Isn't that cute? And I love this little fabric. And I did make her a mask to match, so I'm going to try and choose to make a few more of these in this color, or have another pattern that's very similar to it. So that is what we are doing today. So thank you everybody for watching, liking, and subscribing. We greatly appreciate your help here at the Mama Pop Quilt Shop. And don't forget to click on this free link below. I believe they actually had masks at this website as well. I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on it, but this is definitely an easy one to put together. Somebody who's new to sewing, or you have a craft project you want to do with people who are new to sewing, this is definitely one that we could do, or they could do for sure. There's also different ways to recycle t-shirts that are a no-sew project, so you can always do some research out there if you're really that interested and need a cap, or you just like this idea of having, you know, just your hair out of your way when you're working on stuff around the house. So thank you everybody, big hugs from us, and we'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. for the live stream. Okay, take care everybody, big hugs.